That's the Buffy life. Baby.
Supergirl will be a historically awful flop, looking at a
Aw, my
nine-figure loss for
controller.
DC Comics. And regardless of how well or horribly received the movie actually is, it was doomed before.
I don't really like these new superhero movies, and I don't really watch superhero movies in general. I knew it was going to be trash. Look at this. Jesus Christ.
Opening day.
There's been a lot of discussion online about Kara's queerness in the comics.
Dude, how'd I say something with how she's moving around there? Let's have a look at that again. Look.
Discussion
Millie Alcock's on all them drugs.
online
Look
about
at
Kara's
us. Look, see, twitching and shit.
queerness in the comics.
Classic cocaine Hollywood. Young girl on cocaine. How old is she? Millie Alcock. No, I don't want to see Supergirl. I just want age. I had teeth. 26, yeah, 26-year-old on cocaine.
Was that something that you explored when you were preparing for the role?
It wasn't, but in honor of Pride Month, as I'm getting all these questions.
It wasn't, but I'll make up a reason why. And that's why people don't go to watch this trash, and you don't make money. Well, not her, but these film companies.
I don't know. I think that what makes this film so beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love at all. If
Gross.
anything,
Yeah.
but we'll see. I don't really know, but I don't know. I don't know.
It's great.
She'd probably go both ways.
Why in the world do we even need to speculate who she would date, especially when the source material already has an answer? It's just more woke nonsense being shoehorned into established lore, since a small population online refuses to support anything they're not overwhelmingly represented in. Not to mention,
It's probably
this is the first
Alcock,
time woke actors
but I say
revise source
Alcock 'cause
material
it's
from
funny.
a traditional love story into more feminist nonsense.
Weird.
What makes this film so
I can fucking hear that without even fucking the sound.
beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love at all.
And we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be about true love.
As originally
I can't wait for them to all get old and not have men. And then they'll be lonely.
that backlash looked like it was going to also result.
Whoa, what are you doing, little dog? Stretch. Little stretch. Oh, pets. Anyways, back to this. Back to the cringe.
In a 9-figure loss for Disney. But actually, it was much worse. Looking at a $170 million loss, not even including any marketing costs. They could
What is this loss for? Okay, it was a loss for Snow White. Yeah, they deserve that.
easily double this loss. As Supergirl is looking at a similar situation, opening at $38 million, the lowest start for a DC title after costing over $180 million. I'm no math Asian, but 38 seems a bit smaller than 180
I get the joke.
million, as I wouldn't be surprised if the same situation also resulted
Hold
in
on, I'll let you
another
out in a
9-figure
minute.
loss, which at this point, I refuse to believe they're accidentally doing this. We really should check if these studio heads aren't betting against their own stock price and just cashing in millions off their shorted stocks.
You know what? That makes sense. I could see all this political stuff in films and things being all a product of betting against your own film to make more money. I could see that, Kodo. You know that? And all this nonsense that people talk about in politics was all about what I always said. Money. Come on. All right. Back to the trash.
Supergirl's lead immediately clashed against the comic book fans, stating,
Of course she
"Simply
would.
existing as a
Oh, men like comics. I gotta talk shit.
woman in that space is commented on. They're comfortable with this weird ownership of women's bodies. This is how it's always been for women."
I'm not gonna say it.
But it's from online anonymous accounts, or someone who describes themselves as a dad of 4 or Christian, which is hilarious to her, inferring she doesn't care about their opinion, thinking if you're pissing the
You won't care until you're lonely and you don't have all cock.
right kind of people off, you're doing okay. Meaning she doesn't want the approval of Christians, parents, or God forbid, Christian parents, and seems pretty pleased with the idea that they would criticize her. And maybe this would be a win.
Yeah, you can see that because the character's a drunk and she says, I want young girls to look up to this character. And Supergirl's a drunk and a loser.
Strategy if your movie was debuting in Gaza, but as long as you're trying to target American audiences and comic book fans, you're probably
Why
not
is
gonna
it
want
lagging
anything
here?
to
What the hell is
parents
going on?
that would be paying for said movie tickets. But again, they don't see playing a comic book character as entertainment. It's just another soapbox to parrot their liberal talking points. But after all this, I don't even blame the actresses for being
Like always, it's always about the little talking points, Mr. Decoy.
insufferable activists. I blame the adults in charge for their questionable casting choices in American superheroes. This is the equivalency of me starting a Christian rock band and asking Doja Cat to be our lead singer, getting that kids creator that somehow also turned out to be a hyper-left activist to get on guitar, then having Ilhan Omar on
Oh,
bass,
no.
and then Ben can be on drums. I said this
I want to see that now. Make it
as a
happen.
joke, but I would actually listen to the Daily Choir Fire. But the difference is, streaming a train wreck song for 20 seconds isn't quite the same as dedicating 4 hours and $100 to see a movie supporting the stars that despise you. As originally, I really enjoyed her portrayal of Rhaenyra in House of the Dragon, where in the beginning, she
Ah,
seemed
that's
aware
what her name is. I forgot about that earlier, talking to the boys. I'm retarded.
of her intellectual irrelevance.
What's been the most surprising thing is that people care what I have to say.
We really care.
Don't care. There's nothing going on up here.
I don't care.
No, we have.
That's for sure.
Thank you.
And I say
Hello,
this is
you're
our
back.
bimbo. It's more self-awareness that sudden stardom doesn't automatically make your opinions any more valid or intelligent. If anything, being an entertainer means you should be doing everything you can to leave your
I miss the good old days when the agencies told your ass to shut up.
values in secrecy, as you want to entertain everybody, not only the audience that shares all your political,
Oops.
religious, and orientations. Where Tom Cruise should be the most controversial and divisive star, but since he doesn't jam Scientology into his movies, he still makes millions. But no, not even Game of Thrones
I never noticed that.
is safe.
Do you think Rhaenyra and Alicent were the original heated rivalry?
Ooh, that is a
Really? You're going to talk about heated rivalry when it comes to Game of Thrones, and this is when I stopped watching it.
take. Yeah.
Too many women started watching Game of Thrones, and now it's Gay of Thrones.
I mean, come
I
on.
think so.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Emily always talked about it. We were like, something is going on.
No, like, there's
something is
something-
going on
There's sapphic.
in the Red Keep. Oh, yeah.
Or is that what you perceive?
Yeah, there's
Yeah,
sapphic smells in here.
Yeah.
As this
Ew, they're talking about dirty pussies.
is an allusion to a hockey show featuring two rival dudes that want to do each other. But now it needs to be shoehorned into everything, as even aside from her
Women. Let's insert book talk.
speculation on a talk show, and
And this is why this movie failed, people. This is why it failed. Listen to Mr. Decoy here. He knows what he's talking about. I need to learn his actual name.
the next season of
I feel bad calling him Decoy.
Game of Thrones that she isn't in, Hollywood again shoehorned in a lesbian scene because reasons, completely forgetting the context of the Asian girl's character, trauma dumping how she gets used by powerful men, her horrible experience as a S worker, and
I'm glad I stopped watching this show.
all of her regrets. The queen hears this and immediately makes a move on her, again repeating the cycle of people in power,
Swap.
briefly using her and moving on. It's supposed to be
Wow.
a romantic moment, but it's a short-sighted swipe at wokeness. But not worse than how this prequel show had King's Landing looking incredibly diverse, with equal representation of the globe, forgetting how the original Game of Thrones portrayed it, white, like the UK, which it's based off of, which infers, canonically,
And people still say this show's good.
between the fall of the kingdom and the rebuilding before
We're
Game
getting
of
off
Thrones,
track here. I
there
want to
was
hear
an
about the
ethnic
failure of
cleansing. But
Supergirl, though.
worse, the literal second foreign forces of diversity returned to King's Landing, it was immediately burned to the ground again. And I don't think Game of Thrones is secretly pushing MAGA-based border policies. I just think they're short-sighted woke idiots. And I admit, this
Yeah.
makes me a bit of a nerd, but this tism level of noticing is built in with a comic book audience. But when they try to
Aren't we all part of the tism now?
combine celebrity virtue signaling with superheroes, not only do they alienate their target audience to the tune of $100 million, their brand of woke ideologies will always eventually lose their
I think these movies and shit are still woke because stockholders think it makes money because stockholders are stupid and only see things like this.
new woke audience. Even with far-left politicians that live their entire careers in service of these stances,
I thought of
all
San
eventually get
Francisco.
canceled themselves.
You gotta get the out my hood, bro. It's free Palestine here. You already know what it is. We against the genocide. You think you gonna come to my neighborhood, bro? You up. You up. It's gonna be a problem.
Scott, I think your legislation on trans issues and your legislation specifically protecting queers.
What's this
on,
got to do with Supergirl?
Offender registry is fantastic. And I think your policy on the genocide in Gaza is terrible.
I guess it's just an example of hypocrisy.
You do not belong here. You do not belong here, Scott, anymore. It's
As Millie can literally say everything to validate her leftist audience, but eventually there's always going to be something we disagree on, and the only thing more impossible than making a profit with woke actors is
You know what? I hope she says something that gets her audience to turn on her, like has recently been happening to a lot of other actresses. It'll be funny.
passing the left's always evolving purity tests. So if you appreciate my
that's
concise,
the end.
light-order commentary on the tragic status
No,
of
we
this
always
reality,
do. We always
have
do.
your subscription, and you'll subscribe to Decoy.
Proof that woke politics earns you no money and these stockholders are stupid and need to pay more attention because these movies will keep failing. I hope another YouTube creator makes a big movie that'll destroy this. That's it, everybody. Like and subscribe.